Hi, I'm Rick with PLP Battery Supply, and today we're going to talk about replacing one of these little rectifiers, the diodes on a rectifier. This is pretty typical, found on, is an OEM type on Schumacher chargers, but you can also use this rectifier replacement kit to replace or repair the rectifier on a lot of different brands, because it's very sort of generic in the way that it works. So what we're talking about is using an RR-50. It's got a little instruction sheet, nice pictures. We'll talk about that in a minute. And what we're talking about doing is we're talking about replacing this rectifier assembly right here with a brand new one. Not very difficult, and we will get right into it. This is a pretty standard Schumacher type rectifier, and we're going to replace it with an assembly, a new assembly from our RR-50 rectifier repair kit. One thing I'd point out is the OEM, the original diodes in these rectifiers, most all of them are 25 amp. We use 50 amp. It gives you a little bit more capacity and a little bit more room to abuse it. So first thing we know how to do is we've got to get this old assembly off here. From the factory, what they do is 9 times out of 10 it's riveted on. That's pretty easily removed. So we'll get that off there first. That tighter. So we got the rivet, I think, clear. Yep. So the rivet's out, and that's the old assembly. I did check these earlier. Yeah, not good. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, since they've got a bunch of thermal grease on there that I'm not sure about, I'm going to do two things. Let me get something real fast. Get a handy dandy little cloth here and wipe that off. The other thing that we're going to do is, because we use a nut and bolt assembly to put this back together, so you don't have to have any special tools. This, by the way, is a next size bigger than an 1/8, so a 9/64. That's a perfect size. 9/64 drill bit. And what you'll want to do is go ahead and run that through that center hole where you're going to mount it. It takes just a little bit of material out. These things will mount pretty well in either the 9/64 hole or a 5/32. Either one works fine. But get that out of there, get that cleaned up. The diodes are fitted in this assembly ring side down, which is cathode down, which is positive output. 99 times out of 100, that's going to be correct. I would tell you to double check that against the old diodes. These are the ones that came out. They're also ring side down. They have the red 25 amp ring. So all we're going to do is put it back in there the same way. Now we are going to, there's two things I'm going to point out here. There's a small pin on the bottom of this holder, just like on the original one. There's a small pin on there too. And all that's there for is to align this thing. And that pin will fit into one of these two holes on either side here. It just depends on which way you need to orient this thing, whether you want the tabs to go down or the tabs to go up or even sideways. You can put it in there at 4 different clock positions. That's the point. If you have a plate and you're using one of these RR-50s to repair a different brand of rectifier assembly, and it may not have any holes in it at all, you can just take a sharp knife, box knife, X-Acto, anything like that, pocket knife, and just cut that right off. That little black pin doesn't need to be on there. If you take it off, make sure that it's flush, that you've trimmed off nice and smooth. But other than that, we are just about ready to go back on there. What we're going to do is we're going to put some thermal grease down. Always use the thermal grease, especially when you're doing one of these repairs. And the easy way to do it, instead of trying to guess where they're going to hit on the plate, just put a little dab on the bottom of each diode. All you need to do. So you smear that on there. Little mess. So we got that thing prepared and ready to go. Got the thermal grease on. Got the nut off. Whenever you're putting it together, there is a spring under the head of that screw, that little bolt, and that's what holds the tension, or the pressure, I guess is the way to say it, on this assembly, so that it's got the correct amount of pressure between the diodes and the heatsink plate. Just tighten that nut down some. And if you'll notice, oh, you probably can't see this, but you'll see where the pin is lined up and sitting in one of those holes. In this case, it's sitting in that hole right there. And then it is just a matter of tightening that thing down. It's a 5/16 wrench and a Phillips screwdriver. I would use a Phillips number 2 because it fits the best. Tighten it down till it's snug, and you're done. All put together. And like I said, you can orient it with the tabs facing whichever direction you want, up, down, sideways. It'll accommodate the entire, any orientation. You can actually eyeball it a little bit. There's a little bitty tiny gap there. You can check and make sure that everything's in there and lined up and touching properly. But once you've got it in, then you do want to test your work with a multimeter. And, well, actually this should be okay. So if we probe in this direction, in my case, with my positive probe to the plate, my negative on each one of these tabs, because that's what's touching the anode side of the diode, there's no current flow. I'll test the meter. Yep, working okay. I go the other direction, my negative probe to the base plate and my positive up here. Now I've got current flow. To the other tab, current flow. So everything there is working the way that it should, and you're done. So I don't know, I didn't put a stopwatch on that, but I'd say that's probably, in counting all the talking, maybe 10 minutes. That's all there is to it, guys. If you have any questions about this, you can always call us. It's PLP Battery Supply at 800-642-3451. We're happy to talk to you about it, explain anything you need to know. Thanks a lot.